Yesterday, taking ENCE to the limit, but that inexperience comes in and they can't close today. ENCE going into Anubis with a big winning streak, but more on that later.
This would be their 10th win in a row on this map, so that's what ENCE are hungry for. Great track record here. So let's see how it all starts in the pistol for MIBR. They try to explode out through B main. They do have Snappi isolated here on his own, but he's still going to put up some numbers. Diha pushes the smoke, and NertZ much the same. It's a convincing start for the CT side for ENCE.
They had the sort of trap wire laid out at the door of B, and as soon as you walk into it, Madden's ready from the jail. They have the pillar setup coming in. Just guaranteed a couple of kills at least from this. Madden hits the first, gets traded, and Snappi's able to follow up, and NertZ good for the rotation in. So ENCE up first. MIBR don't get the ball in plant, so no solid force buy, and they're continuing with the theme of not buying too much here. So they're going to go for a deagle, but the rest just keeping the Glocks.
And no one loses to Glocks. That's
it's never happened.
Not once before.
I want to say as well, guys, that was a really nice little segment that y'all just did. And I like the Rooster voice.
Yeah,
I like
to have Ace up on the mic as well. Especially when, you know, still in the tournament, we often don't get players.
No one really does a mid-tournament come on the show.
So got to give it
That's very true, yeah. It was
gone
great.
against the grain a bit there,
hanging
but I
out,
like
watching the games, and, you know, has some
just a fan of the Counter-Strike, you know?
Yeah.
He's kind of hanging out,
as well into
taking
game leader.
in.
Respect. More the merrier. If any players are watching and want to just hop on at any point, please come by.
Yeah, there we go. That's not the smoke D-Hub intended to get, and actually might cost him here because Breno.
With a Glock, Dinko. No one's ever lost a Glocks.
The Glock has got a kill now, and it might just turn into something more than a Glock because there's a rifle down now. And they're getting peppered.
They lose. A shot for ENCE. This is so screwed.
Got heaven. Brinson, give that gun over right now.
Drops backstabbing with a Glock.
No.
But they made it out through camera. They've come in real fast here. All from one position. They're flooding into the site.
No!
Another Glock kill. But there's a bit of a response. 2 kills back the other way.
Here comes
Drop, backstab, through camera. He embarked on this a long time ago. Good damage onto Madden. But they're sticking the bomb. They're on the defuse right now. And the time to put a stop to this is running out for MIBR. ENCE will go forth and win that versus the Glocks. It's far closer than maybe it ever should have been. But there's that 2-0.
Oh, wow, okay. It did come through. No one's ever lost the Glocks.
Why was that round so exciting?
Because Diha misses a smoke at the entrance of B, so the Glock then just walks in and follows him. And he just starts to walk away.
That's the kill. Backside, like he gets 1 for 1 on default. Never should be happening.
He tried to block the A door and just...
Also, they like played a nice bait in upper where EXA like took deep CT and let Breno die with the M4, and so they never expected EXA. He comes in, but he comes in too late, and they're already defusing it. His team all died, but they had to fight. ENCE were on the bomb. So yeah, it's a fantastic round. You know, no one's denying that, but even so, ENCE early rounds on CT side of Anubis, easier said than done.
Insani, great flash buying. Madden is lucky to be alive, but not for long as Insani chases him down.
He's back.
And the second towards the camera. You say he's back. He did have a quiet vertigo, didn't he? But loud and proud in the first gun round here of Anubis, and that's cracked open A completely. ENCE can do nothing about it. Insani with the double to the round win.
All right, yeah, if we can get Insani activated, man, that's a
whole
different ballgame.
right. That poses a really interesting question because MIBR made Vertigo super close until it wasn't in the double OT, right? But they were the ones kind of setting the tone, the ones to reach match point twice, only to lose out. And that was all the while. Insani had a pretty quiet game by the standards he's kind of set for himself. So if he gets switched online, and if we can still depend on a few of these other performances, I don't know, I think this becomes a pretty interesting dialogue, honestly. With how this game started, it's not really giving the illusion that this is going to be super one-sided. Even the second round with the Glocks coming down to the wire. So for ENCE, this series still far from over, and as great as that track record has been on Anubis for this team, they've been put through their paces throughout this matchup, and that doesn't feel like it's going to stop yet. I love this for safe. This is the little one-way smoke. It's actually like 3 one-ways from one smoke, which is really sick. You see him using the different ones now. There's also an angle down underneath the smoke, like if he dropped off of this bridge.
I think Rain throws this one a lot as well for FaZe. It's just really nice to see the one-way being used in probably the last tournament where we have one-way smokes.
Wow.
Because this is
You're saying this is the last
CSGO tournament? Probably.
Probably. I mean, we've been saying that for a little bit. Maybe
last tier 1.
Oh, there it is.
I do. No one, no one even cares really. Everyone's just kind of excited for CS2. It's like, yeah, CSGO's ending.
Yeah.
Oh man, could have been something cool. But instead, it's just the one and done. And with some pious having to relinquish his control, this really should just be a save here for ENCE. Hold on to the Deeg, the M4, the MP9. Try your luck in the next one. This round belongs to MIBR.
It's all theirs. A good start on the T side.
See, here's some of the privileges that get afforded to you when you're the IGL. You say to the rest of the team, guys, go save.
I want the kill.
But Snappi, he gets to try and go for the AK. And that was him trying, and he does know when it's better to just bow out of the round, actually.
Let the bomb blow.
That's what you always say about Snappi. He knows when enough is enough.
I always say that. So does Hugo.
Yeah, one of my most used sentences, actually, when it comes to Snappi.
What would your other most used sentence be?
That's, probably, what, in relation to Snappi or just in general?
Just in general, Hugo.
I love the one, what a blunder. How's he done that?
You do use that one quite a bit. You've become quite famous for that one, haven't you?
It's known around the world. 2-2.
Never seen you and Henry in the same room.
Not true. We casted a whole BS3 last night.
Well, Harry didn't see that.
Ooh, I like this, right?
Yeah,
so MIBR are trying to condition ENCE early on this T side. They've thrown in the one-way smoke down at lower again, only this time they push through it immediately. And that's kind of cool, because when you're ENCE, you're not getting smoked at dark. Hang on, I'll hold this thought. We can talk about why this is cool in a second. Snappi's trying to make a hero play.
Let's talk about it.
Trying's the operative word there. Locked out. Nade could find a kill here. Or just a little shy. Oh. So there we go, done deal. But yeah, this is cool. MIBR, they throw that one-way smoke in again, and I imagine we're going to see them throw this in a good few more times before this half is over. So they're not throwing the usual like dark smoke from spawn that lands in the mouth of dark. Instead, they're throwing the one-way and then using that to scale. And this is cool because it's leaving the sightline to dark open. In a world where ENCE do try and fight that, MIBR are favored in that head-to-head. And sure, they're a little vulnerable to somewhere else like window. They have to scale ever so slightly slower as a result of, like peak still being a thing from dark. But just kind of in how this lines up, it's not a good fight for ENCE, but you can't not fight for this control. So already MIBR have posed them a very interesting question, an interesting problem to solve at the opener of this this second map.
D-Hop, also smoke starts to fade away. Might get a little uncomfortable sticking around on this table with the MP9. Kind of forced to make a move forward and get into close quarters combat, and he will come out on top of that fight with Breno, and he'll fall away with that. I think he'll be very happy with the start of that round. No reply from MIBR. They don't get the map control back. They don't trade the kill. And now there's a walk into the B site from MIBR. Having a little look around the corner. It's Drop collecting Snappi's life, and Insani will also follow up for MIBR. But it is now the CT events who have the player advantage. The bomb plant will come through. MIBR will have to see this out in a post plant. They're going to start to disperse. Insani goes back to fight Madden, but it isn't going to work for him. And now Exit is left, coming out of dark. After the darkness, he will climb, but a 1v1 fight he will not find. It is D-Ha on the MP9 to close it out. The defuse comes through, and we're all tied up again.
Bit of slam poetry on the way out from Dinko. We love that.
Unintended. Just kind of happened that way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
like you don't get to choose the words that leave your mouth. Right?
Sometimes they just come out.
Loads of money for MIBR though, right? They still embark on this little T-side streak. I love that combo in A main as well. You often see it thrown from the rug side, but they just bounce smoke above the smoke. They throw molly baskets, and we see, even though Dia gets the kill, he makes it look nice. That's literally the only place he can play behind the smoke. So, yeah, a bit of a ball drop there for MIBR to not get that kill, but they threw everything they needed to take that space. What's so funny?
Harry's face, it's just that line, I don't know, just got a little chuckle out of it. What was so funny, Harry?
No, I'm just kind of naturally always smiling or laughing,
yeah, good,
especially
good
when Hugo's talking.
Oh, that's really nice of me. Turn that around. Often when we have a third person on the cast, Harry and him gang up on me, and
this kind of feels like you're ruining the great balance we've had.
No, I'm saying that's why I'm so happy.
You know what, Dinkum, that's what I always say about this guy. He's a piece of shit, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Absolutely
right.
The worst.
Oh my goodness.
Save over in mid is going to get a lot of real estate here. Has this nice line over towards Temple.
Dinkum, who would win in a fist fight, me or Harry?
Harry.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, Harry, let's beat up on the little guy, shall we? We've been
but only
boys.
because I would wear flesh-colored knuckle dusters, and I would.
Harry,
and
your knuckles look very big today.
With 100% sincerity, I would hospitalize you.
I believe that.
I feel like we could skip the hospital bit. I think it's just over.
Straight to the morgue. There was no body to bury. Crematorium.
Straight in the freezer.
Well, straight to the cooker, I think. And right now, 30 seconds. It's getting hot. It's getting heavy for MIBR. They've got to go somewhere, Dinko. They've got to take that bomb into a site.
Yes, they do,
and
Hugo.
They've got to plant it now.
Yes, they do, Hugo. Here goes Deha, Harry. Oh, it's a kill from Deha, Hugo.
Correct. That is a kill. He can't get another kill. Safe with a shot over the top. And they go back to B with 20 seconds. Some Pius at the back of the site.
Oh, indeed, he is at the back of the side, but Madden's at the back of Safe's head.
Shit smoke.
And here he goes, some Pius dealing with that, and coming through is NertZ to help him.
They didn't have a smoke there. They needed a smoke. It was on the roof, Dinko.
It's on the roof.
On the roof. It was on the ground. They would probably get more than they got there, which was not a lot. More at 9.
Got anything you want to add to that, Harry?
No, I think you guys nailed it.
Thank you.
2 consummate professionals through and through.
Yeah,
is that the right word?
The profession last
Consummating
night.
the professionalism.
Yeah. Oh, nice little freebie there for Madden. He just nipped me, Harry.
I'm so sorry. Oh, it's because we have the overlap on these chairs.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's a wound.
Well,
I'm now on Hugo's side. Let's go up on Harry.
I actually feel bad.
I think you will beat him in the fight, Hugo.
Ah, yes.
If he didn't want to knuckle duster,
flesh-shaped AK-47.
My flesh shape. What shape is flesh? It's a line.
That is a gun in my pocket, indeed. In fact, MIBR back in a buy round, back with the big guns. No matter what color and what shape, NertZ puts his to use. AK-47 to drop. This is dangerous. They're already in. He doesn't know. They're in dark. Exit. Waiting for that barrel. Well, NertZ give it to him.
They're even trying to bait him.
idea.
Yeah. Oh, they tried to bait him into that. They stepped in the molly for a second.
Oh, cheeky.
Just to sell the idea, like, yeah, you've locked us out.
Oh,
the molly's spreading. We didn't expect this. But in reality, MIBR knew all along. And now ENCE are trying to make some power moves of their own. Madden, well, that's as good as done.
Yeah.
Walks in, free as you like.
Madden
finds the 4v2.
Just shooting people in the back of the head. Fairly easy job right now. He's making it so. And insani would love to catch a whiff of a player over the smoke. Oh, open mid. Here's that for sure. Oh, but he doesn't take it. Didn't know. There was a knife out there. There was a kill. Snappi might still give one away as Safe edges closer. That's the thing about edging. You've got to be very careful. You don't get too close.
Well, get right to the edge, some might say.
There is a limit. And Safe walks that fine line.
Otherwise, the fun is spoiled. And that's exactly what's happened here for insani. 1v4. Get peeked. It's going to be a nice headshot there. There is one question I've got from the chat member.
Okay.
Do we want that?
Yeah, it's not bad. Don't worry.
Okay.
I've combed it. It's JTC Bride has asked. He's new to Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Is this map CT or T-sided?
This map, wow, that's actually, it's a real question.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, this map is currently T-sided.
Right back.
On the meta at the moment. This is the only map that was dominantly T-sided, really. The Inferno got a little more T-sided recently. Ancient sort of was for a bit. But in terms of consistently T-sided every time, it was this map. But I would say it's also the recent addition to the map pool. The longer a map has been the map pool, the more CTs start to figure it out. I think CTs were having problems with aggression, knowing when to push, when to take space, and I feel like ENCE have really mastered that. We see some really nice aggressive plays on CT. So as favorites, as the best team in the world on this map, as are ENCE, don't be surprised to see them have a solid first half, and they are right now. This is why it's T-sided, though. A little explosion into the B-bomb site and a couple of well-placed shots to the head of ENCE. It's I'm going to say done deal, but a complete whiff, and Sunpius goes flying in.
Breno,
there is still a backstab.
Yeah, Breno comes around the back. Good night, Sunpius. Sun has set. And, well, ENCE sitting on the edge. The edge again on B site, but getting no closer.
When the sun sets, does the moon rise?
I believe the moon is always in the same position.
Yeah, it's not a bad answer.
And,
I don't know if it's the truth.
I mean,
maybe
it's actually better than just a
maybe like
thing.
relative to you when you look at it in like the morning combined
maybe
to where it
you
looks in the
actually
evening.
rise when the moon appears.
Have you ever seen the moon and the sun in the same sky?
Mooners rise up.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's
pretty
good.
cool.
That's the right answer, actually.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, I like the chat question. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I got one earlier from Sushi who has a question about edging.
Well, I'm an expert, actually, so let me break this down for you. What you're going to want to do is boil an egg.
Oh, we have a question also coming in from Sam.
Do we want more questions?
He said, hello, I am new to CS. Is this map T or CT side here?
Well, I've already bloody answered that question, so how about you scroll back?
You just rewind this. Like that.
Spit a beat, Tinko. Spit a bar. Spit a line.
I don't think
I really feel like that's been done before.
I think things can be done twice.
All right, you can do it.
True. You know, that's actually a pretty sick opinion.
That's actually really cool. Some things shouldn't be done twice, though.
I can think of a few. Once was indeed enough. But ENCE, they're looking for a 10th, Harry. Maps in a row, won on Anubis. Can they do it?
That's what we're here to find out, Hugo.
Oh, yeah.
Can they get into the
Rhetorical
double-digit
question.
realm? Rhetorical questions are the easiest to answer. Ooh, Madden, shut down. And so now the 5v4. Insani going to lead the charge over towards main. Another kill found in assault of this A site. And just like that, MIBR have won the round. A couple of key entries go their way. Breno even goes hunting at the close, so these guns aren't going to get saved. This is a real nice turning point in the game for MIBR. But they're looking down the barrel of a flawless round here. Chaining together the last two in a row and breaking the money of ENCE, especially by hunting down that man over towards CT. I think it was Snappi caught on the save, losing his gun. That's going to be felt by ENCE. They could have tried to put something together around these three saved rifles, but now they're just hinging it all on Sunpius and NertZ. So a chance for MIBR to leapfrog them and take the lead here.
Gotta give it to MIBR for just remaining composed, remaining very calm. Yesterday against Mouse in a
got their biggest
we got the fans in here.
Wow,
the fans already in here.
No, that's something that should.
If you want to join this fan, buy your tickets. ESL Pro League final.
Things that should be done more than once. That joke, the big fan joke. That
the
one's
only fan in
dead.
the background.
That one's dead. You can do better than that, boys. Missed nade, or a bit early. Maybe I didn't see exactly where it went. Meant to go up there.
It was.
We cammed for it there, so I'm going to call it a missed nade.
Well, some pies don't miss. that often.
Pretty rarely, but the flash, Denko, that's a problem.
Boing.
You won't even fire, I like that.
Here he goes.
Gonna get a couple of shots off before they run him down. Good flash again. Oh! He still finds a second.
Yeah.
And coming through the smoke. Remember, this is still an eco round with a couple of guns. The latter is a long way away. Over the top goes the Molotov, locking NertZ out of position. Pistols go flying through. Diha drops the bomb, but still NertZ cannot assist his team. That's the problem. ENCE wanted to go.
But they haven't got the bomb down, right? So he might be able to get these into 1v1 fights. And if he does that, NertZ has a great shot at winning this one. Doesn't see anybody on the peak out. They're waiting on him to make the move. But eventually they've got to come to that bomb, which he would have spotted over the top of the wall. But insani peaks, spots him, gets the kill. And MIBR 6 rounds on the board.
Well played by MIBR again, right? Gets a little hectic, but considering some pies, gets 2 kills there off the orb before he goes down. And the perfect molly timing. If they don't throw that molly, ENCE probably catch MIBR, in the site with a bomb out and run them down in a 3-on-3. And NertZ, that's a pop-off round for NertZ, but he can't assist his team. And MIBR on the 2-on-1 hold. They wait for him to face. And I would like to see NertZ play a little more patient, but tries to isolate a fight. And they swing him together. So MIBR in the lead. I'm not too worried yet for ENCE. Their T side is where they do their best work, as most do, and MIBR are showing us the same. That's just a dry swing for Diha. A main has been the game plan, right? They've been abusing this position on the T side. They'll go back for more.
Oh, flash comes out. Breno blinded by it, held behind the smoke. MIBR blocked at A right now, so Safe is looking for other avenues, and he has actually opened one up. NertZ is gone. Plenty of time here for MIBR too. They don't have to commit into this A side. They could go elsewhere, but they still feel pretty comfortable with all the guns they've got over here. And Safe is just hoping that ENCE get a little hungry for information and push into that AWP. And if they peek dark, if Snappi even tries to get a flank on, if he even goes for info, there's 2 players poised and ready to remove him. And this is a waiting game for ENCE. But for MIBR, they will start to turn the tides back towards B. And the waters might come crashing down on Snappi in just a moment. His teammates so far away, as far really you can be from Snappi at this point. 30 seconds remain. The smokes trickle into the B sites. It's going to be nice and easy. And Snappy's going to start hearing all the util coming in, but nothing he can do here. He's got to frag out.
All right, Snappi kill all of them or lose the round. That's where we're at, and it's just the one and done. So he failed his mission, and now ENCE lose the round.
Oh, they are creeping in, but Safe. I mean, he hits these, right?
I don't know if he hits this one.
That's a big flick down. A vertical flick.
Madden's just locking the door on him.
Might not have to hit the shot if he goes the other way.
Yeah, this is...
The water looks so...
out of there. Ooh.
The water looks so plastic.
Dude, this game looks terrible. Yeah. I'm just gonna...
Let's get the
what
other
is this, 1.6?
Yeah, this is going to be like watching 1.6 in a few years.
It will.
Right
now it's perfect.
Oh, the hunt at the end. Oh, the hunt at the end. Nothing saved for ENCE.
Talk about insani, man. He's going insane, as the name suggests. He's 14-6. He was really having trouble on the last map, especially on T side. Had a couple of CT ramp rounds, but also had a couple of whiffs, as they put him.
Talk about exit, man. He's showing them the doors.
I think I did do that one.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
Talk about safe. The safe pair of hands.
Dude, the low-hanging fruit is the easiest to get.
Well, Harry went Snappy snapping them. Like.
Yeah, like, come on, guys. Not every... if we did a sick line for every play, for every player, we'd be screwed by the end of Pro League.
That's kind of your job, man.
No.
It's kind of your job,
If everything's amazing, nothing is.
So no, I know. I'm not asking for it every round.
No.
Just every now and then.
Yeah, that's why I just dropped one of the best lines you've ever heard. Insani is insane. Like, do you get that? Can your brain comprehend how intricate that line is? What I'm doing?
It's almost all the letters of the word insane.
Yes, but I put E on the end.
I get it. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's like me up there on the desk when I turned the I into an E. That's what you just did.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to spell, so it's not quite the same. But
all right, yeah.
I like that you tried. I don't blame you. You copied Freya, who copied Yanko. So actually...
It's Yanko's fault.
Well, you said it, not me. I just implied it. Little B pop. We got the left side smoke. This one looks like it will land, but will the headshots drop? He needs to drop them right now, and he does.
I like the preparation for that one, and well,
Madden, he's a mad man coming through the smoke. Inside of the smoke. No, I don't get this meme, but I love it. Safe with your... He needs to be dangerous right now and get that bomb into the B site. Madden. He might be mad after that one as his life ends.
Go on, do something with this one.
D-ha. More like...
Has to be loud.
Because he's got to kick their ass right now.
Oh, that's
there we go.
Really good.
Kind of works. It's got layers to it.
But this guy... Oh, there's nothing you can do with this, I don't think. Sun, there's no...
Sun sets again.
He meets his daddy in spawn, and Exit shows them the door.
Wow, incredible work coming out of you guys. That's into round 14.
I think I peaked in that round.
That was amazing.
It's all down here. Wait,
down
it's
here
all
from hill.
It's all down here from hill, buddy.
It's almost like when I asked D-ha, you know, what's the meaning behind your name? And he just goes, it's my second name, dude. It's like,
really?
Shit, that's pretty sick. D-ha, that's
crazy,
that's
man.
deep. It's almost as deep as Hugo.
Oh.
Sick. Another strong one, I think. Another one for the compilation. Snap. That's going in my cringe compilation. Here's MIBR. Mollied into dark. NertZ forces that fight. And so finally winning something down here towards the dark room.
Yep.
Right, that's something that MIBR have been kind of working on since the start of this game, is making sure ENCE don't vie for that control. This round gets a bit more interesting with that kill over there in mid. MIBR have now got to start adjusting and moving around here.
This bomb is in a precarious position if it doesn't move soon. The swing, that's so crazy for Madden to go through that smoke, wanting the info that bad, and now they're holding the flank. Don't win this, that would be a robbery. NertZ takes one with him, but it should never be this close. And now MIBR, they can go anywhere, they can mid-round. Even Sunpies has realized he has to go back to the bomb site, doesn't want to give up everything. Snappi's getting curious as well, holding for a drop. And MIBR looking for more aggression. It's not coming in. They are splitting. They are making Safe clutch this round. Insani's going to fake B with nades. And Safe is going to try and 1v1 or 1v2 if Insani falls short. It's a risky play, but I actually love this move from MIBR. It's like heroic-esque, you could call it. Trusting in the clutch. Insani pulls them both to B. Safe makes his move. And the longer Insani lives as he tries to sell this fake, the better this round goes for Safe. Now they realize once that bomb goes down that he's not planting here, and Insani gets out and survives. That's a big boy move.
That's what they call him. And here's Sunpies coming back in from the camera, but Insani making his way through the murky waters to get back to help Safe inside of the site. And here they come, running down. Safe is isolated. His teammate isn't with him. He's looking towards heaven, and Snappi is taken away. It is just Sunpies. What a shot from Safe on the turnaround.
Despicable.
Yeah, that is wild. I was nervous because Safe never left. You know, Default never left Cake. He just elected to stay there and play around the plant. I guess, you know, they don't know how good a job Insani's done at selling that B play, right? But it feels scary, and, you know, the kind of danger here is it involved him having to go huge. He had to nail it, and he makes it look so good.
I can't believe Insani gets out, but it's such a nice read. He knows that ENCE aren't just going to, like, swing him in the bomb site because they want to play the clock. They have 10 seconds. Why force the kill? Wait for the bomb.
Yeah.
And so he's able to route to jail, but there's a player plat the whole time and he gets out dark. That's crazy routing. What a call for MIBR. Yes, it's T-sided map, but now the warriometer is going off. You hear that tick, 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 tick. No, sorry, that's the radiation device. We're all in trouble.
The Geiger counter.
Yeah, what's it called?
I think it's called
Geiger counter?
Geiger counter?
Yeah,
Geiger
counter,
Yeah.
You got one of those?
No.
I wonder how radioactive we are right now, Hugo.
There is always some radio activity everywhere we go.
And we'll see if there's going to be some activity here towards A. Brenno's holding for CT aggression. Hasn't come this yet, but there's no utility left for the CTs already. I mean, there's still a minute left. This is not pretty for ENCE to go ahead and get that 6th round on the board. Insani walking his way through the mid doors, an A split looking to be set up and primed. Insani, will he be insane again? Oh, Brenno, good shot on some Pius.
They've just been nailing these aim peaks. Madden does it this time. He does hit that timing, but they turn around. And MIBR looking for double digits on the T side against the best Anubis team in the world. This would be quite a statement right now for MIBR. And they are going in the right direction. An unwinnable 2-on-4. No nades, no kit, no chance.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a route back in here. MIBR. This is a stellar first half for them to have claimed. One hell of a switch up. They bought that same heat from Vertigo, and ENCE, they've been caught by this. 2v4 as they're left in the retake. NertZ has opened up with one. And a second. Oh, hang on a moment.
No
There's
way.
a chance here. It's down to the 1v1 for the round. Insani's going to get away.
It's done.
NertZ doesn't have the time anymore. Spamming on the corner. But it will be Insani to close, and double digits achieved for MIBR. He's got a chance in this one. Makes it look too clean. MIBR fight hard in the opener to this second map. A 10-5 first half on ENCE's map pick. One that this squad is undefeated on. A 9-map win streak for ENCE. Now for MIBR, like an Irishman cleaning a swimming pool, they've just got to keep swimming to get to the turd. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That is some good work.
There's something there, right?
I remember one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I went to the cinema because Shrek 3 was coming out. And the guy was calling down the whole hall. He's like, anybody for Shrek the Turd, come up here.
Shrek the Turd.
I was like, oh yeah, my favorite film is Shrek the Turd. But here we go. Back into the action. Breno going for a fight. It's going to be NertZ coming out of the B doors. It takes that first one away. Insani! Oh! Jumping around with the dual Berettas. Couple of kills added in to the gunslinger. And Madden and NertZ left in 2v3. Make it 1, and it's just NertZ alone because the dual Berettas from Insani do not stop. And NertZ goes into the dark room, and it might just be darkness soon coming his way. He manages to get away somehow with the bomb on his back, and his life intact.
Sure, he's made it out. He's got the bomb. But a 1v3 in these conditions, a minute left as he's just trapped in a corner. Over towards B, they might feed him something here. NertZ is given 1 for free. Step in the right direction. ENCE can hear him peeling away. He can hear him leaving B. Safe is still committed to the push, and NertZ looks like he might just come back in for the attempt at this B play. And will those footsteps draw a peek out of ENCE? They've certainly got him interested, but he decides against it for now. If this gets left in a 1v1, NertZ safe, this is screwed. So ENCE really needs this kill, and he's not going to get it. Now MIBR are left looking on as the low HP safe has got to try and do this alone.
I cannot believe NertZ has got himself into this position to win the clutch. This guy possesses magical powers of being able to turn any round back in his favor. Safe will creep back in. Time will start to tick, and NertZ is a long way off. Safe has got the right read for the time being. He's waiting for that peek from NertZ. It's coming slowly. Oh, it's going to be the kill in the clutch. NertZ, what a way to pull back the pistol. This guy is a god in the clutch. Insani had done so much initially. NertZ looked like he was about to meet the same fate. He went into the dark area, had to pick up that bomb. Even getting them bomb and getting out looked like mission impossible, but he was able to maneuver his way around the site, just isolating those fights into favorable ones for him and able to close it out. Just so cool under pressure. NertZ does not crack, and it has put MIBR down to the full eco, so just USPs out here. It should be another round coming the way of ENCE shortly. I hear you've been doing an impression of me over the last few weeks, Harry.
I've been what? Sorry?
Someone says you've been doing an impression of me on the cat.
An impression of you? I don't think I've ever done an impression of you.
They lied.
You have a very unique voice.
So they lied to me then.
Who said that? Huh? Give me a name.
I'm not going to sell my sources.
Snitch.
I'm not going to sell my sources when you've got flesh-coated knuckle dusters. I don't want to have those people hurt.
Come on, man. Everyone loves a rat. You know that.
It's one of my favorite movies, is Ratatouille, actually. It's
Ratatouille.
I think this thing, it was like, you ever see the post that recirculates on Twitter? It's like, who would win, Remy or Stuart Little?
That's a good question. I think probably
Remy would beat the
I think
Remy.
Remy.
He's a street rat, so, you know, Stuart Little, he grew up in a house, nice and comfortable.
True, yeah. The difference in their kind of environments is a factor you would have to weigh in there, I'm sure. Although Stuart, I think, is like pretty creative, right? They were always making stuff.
Yeah, he's
Whereas
kind of
like Remy's more of a chef, which is still creativity, but it's creativity
Stuart Little
with
has a plane as well.
Exactly. So I think Stuart might have like a better arsenal in that head-to-head.
So it's all about the weapons. Okay, I got it. All right. Well, not a lot.
Depends if it's just kind of like bare knuckle fighting or like bare paw. I don't know. What do rats have?
Paws, I guess. Yeah.
A little feet.
Isn't Stuart Little a mouse as well? So he has
it's like a mouse v a rat. The age-old question.
It is a question. Who would win? Everybody's wondering. Yeah, actually, it's
what great philosopher came up with that?
Aristotle, Socrates,
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Socrates, Rapties. Yeah. Anyway, back into round 18.
Yeah.
We've answered that
push
question.
down at dark for MIBR. And also this skirmish taking place over here in middle. So a lot of points attempted to be contested here early on for the MIBR squad. They've done well to not face too much in terms of the old damage to open this round up, right? They got kind of assaulted over in mid by both Util, but also ENCE players there. They had NertZ lurking over towards B, but nothing gifted to ENCE just yet. And so that's going to leave them with a bit of a grouping over here towards A. They've now completely conceded any control over towards B main. They've got NertZ late lurking over in mid. Now he's in the power position if they get into the site. That is not a bad way for it to start. It looks silly, but Exit was turning for a flash from his teammates, and the timing was found for ENCE. So that's an ENCE round all damn day. And a save called for MIBR.
Now, I guess the question now becomes, okay, it was competitive in the first half. How much of that was because MIBR on the T side? Do we expect to see ENCE start to rack up these T rounds and continue their streak, or should everyone in the green room be preparing the candlelit vigil for the end of the ENCE streak, just as they did G2?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have the candlelit vigil, because this one isn't like, you know...
It's not impressive enough? Doesn't
well, no,
deserve
it's still very impressive.
Birthday candle, maybe one single birthday
We'll
candle.
do something, but it'll be small and tasteful.
Yeah,
that's what everyone
Not a lot
loves.
of people came to see this one. The end of this one, it's live. That's pretty sad. But I do feel as though ENCE's T side
But also, you know, they haven't lost the streak yet. So,
no, exactly.
You know,
and I don't think they will.
I don't think they will. They've kind of come into this second half with a second win.
That T side is where they do their best work. Timeout taken, this time by MIBR. They got to discuss their finances. See what they can bring into the table, but Insani is having a very different game than he had.
He's having a great game, and if anything now I'm just kind of tilted in my head where I'm like, oh, but what would this series have been if he was like that from map 1?
Yeah.
You know, like everyone else was firing off. You would safe with some great rounds in there. Breno looking sick.
Probably would have been that extra percentage.
Out. Yeah, it would have been the extra.
The line, right?
I don't even think you needed this sort of performance out of him.
Just
a little bit more, that extra, you know, nudge. They had 2 chances to close that out. Here on Anubis, it's closed up far earlier on in the game, right? There's just 2 rounds between these teams, kind of a low buy for MIBR around the save. So a good chance that ENCE close this up even more so in this round.
Insani is on the deagle. 3 of his teammates with rifles, and ENCE going to be charging in towards A. Diha might have that duel with Insani real soon. He's up on the fountain. Fire will heat up his spot. He can no longer stand there, has to drop back in behind the cake. And they'll take their time as they set up outside. ENCE have everything to work with. The utility runs deep. Same cannot be said for MIBR here. Down to their final pieces. 3 flashbangs and Incendiary. And of course, the smoke grenade left for Insani.
Honestly, to MIBR's credit, they've done a really good job of getting the util out of ENCE in this round, right? They don't have a lot to exec. I know when you're looking at it, it's like, yeah, they got 2 smokes, couple of flashes. That should be all you need, but you're lacking some of the Molotovs. You're going to have to manually clear a lot of these angles, and you won't be able to flush players out of these more annoying cubbies over towards the B side. Now that Insani's open with the deagle, it only gets worse. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous for ENCE in this one. They've been collapsed upon. MIBR all around them, closing the net over this B site. And so the util never even gets thrown, and never even comes to matter for ENCE. They've been outmaneuvered, outbrained, and now outgunned. MIBR refused to let this tighten up anymore.
Yeah, you bring up the point of being outgunned, and I think that was a big story of that first half too, right? I mean, look at the scoreboard right now for ENCE in terms of the kill count. You'll have 8 kills for Sampaius. He's 8 and 12. You've got Diha 9 and 15. You know, this is a far cry from the Sampaius we've seen perform on Vertigo. Not a lot of fragging output coming through for ENCE, and tactical timeout 3 out of 4 used here for ENCE. Definitely having a tough time and having to go deep into the minds of that man Saw alongside Snappi to try and pull this one back and figure out the pathway to close this in 2. And MIBR, I mean, on as we were saying a few maps ago, right, we're talking about some of the teams that have come in on media day. We were asking them, who have you got as the underdog of this group? And a lot of them were saying MIBR. And I can see why now. This is a team that have come out. They've competed on both maps now to a good extent. For opening series of Pro League look really, really strong. They might force this series rather, to a third.
To a what, sorry?
A turd. A big turd in here, Harry.
And it would be a big turd map, wouldn't it?
It would be absolutely massive. A Christmas one.
Christmas turd.
Mr. Hank.
All right.
Oh, well.
ENCE, it's back to the drawing board here. A new round, a new day, a new chance for ENCE to try and... Oh, I like that from Diha. Little jiggle. Oh, what?
Oh, finally Diha gets involved and gets a lovely double.
That's mad. The first guy you saw on the jiggle, but the one on a safe, that's just intuition. That's just feeling, baby. And look at this. I almost said baby with a D at the front. Baby.
Baby.
But instead, you know, it's a damn near flawless ENCE round.
Yeah, that is fantastic. What a turnaround, right? You call a timeout, you lose a round you probably shouldn't have in the previous, then you come back out like that. Ooh, that's going to feel a lot better. Diha just crushing them. The second kill through smoke is just BS on the save. And then they're able to collapse into the B site from multiple sides. Really strong stuff there for ENCE. But it hasn't broken apart the cache completely for MIBR, right? We're still looking at a decent buy here. Alt for save. Sure, an MP9 for exit, but everybody else has utility. They have rifles. And this could be an answer back for MIBR. Still not out of the woods just yet here for ENCE. Oh, Senpai, he might get that fight. He's looking for, he does get the fight he's looking for, but not the result. He peeks into him. And Senpai is a fast AWPer, so you gotta just be lightning fast to take the kill, and Safe certainly was in that instance. Second kill in two. It's on Madden this time. What a drop-off. In terms of Senpai, it's just getting outmatched there by Safe. Wow.
That's not good for ENCE.
Not easy for them.
Kind of got exactly what they were hoping for and still managed to fall short here. You know, those sorts of deaths hurt the most. You've all felt them to some extent, where you just kind of know, you know, it's the exact peak you knew you were going to get. And you get it and it goes against you. He's going full goblin mode here. 2 kills to the good. The mid lurk of NertZ is shut down by insani. That's kind of wild that he's even ready for someone mid in the 3v2. And now it leaves Diha low on health, swinging out to CT and locked out by the MIBR AWPer. This scoreline continues to grow between these teams. MIBR never letting them move past this 2-round gap.
You can see the frustration there for Madden. It is getting really frustrating for ENCE, right? You can't get this T-side going yet. You haven't been able to string them together and really get a comfortable patch to just stretch your legs. And at least that bomb plant, it actually does a lot for them. It means they can get an extra few pieces of utility out. It means they can get an AK here and there across the board. And Galil here for Madden, he has to sacrifice that AK for extra util here. Not the prettiest buy for ENCE, but without the bomb plant, it would have looked worse. So the bomb's a long way off. Even though ENCE are taking position outside of A quickly, they'll just take their time once they arrive into the water.
See, the A holds better, though, than it's ever really been for MIBR. They've got this AWP here. I think the AWP M4, you know,
it's going to be hard
kind of combination is the best way to look to repel these A plays. It opens up some sight lines deeper into main that are favorable for a CT AWPer. You've got the rifle there for multi-kill potential. Already the nades have done good early damage. Missed shot from Safe, and he runs through the molly. Now he's like super low on health. They try to close the gap. They try to get closer to him. Going to be left to a couple of smoke spams, but they go a long way for Diha and NertZ, who are challenging over the top of that smoke. Everyone falls as they try to come through the camera, and so ENCE Double digits achieved. They will find their footing in that round, in spite of it opening 4v5.
Well, Diha was missing, I think, throughout the series. For the first map, he didn't really have a great performance. The start of this one, he was really doing nothing. But this T-side, over the last 3 rounds, he has found so much impact. Multi-kills and back-to-back-to-back rounds. And that is going to put ENCE up to double figures. And this might be a chance for them to finally get that T-side going. The save is good for MIBR. They keep the AWP in the hands of Breno. They keep the rifle here for drop. They're a long way off, so they'll get those. They'll at least compete into this next one. Get a drop over from Breno. You can get a drop from drop, and they'll be okay. But this is a chance now for ENCE to move into this.
Oh, that sounded cool.
That did sound really cool.
The kind of like rewind with the bomb plant.
Everything in slow motion. Well, not everything. A lot of things sound good in slow motion.
Coming back into the fold. And, I mean, you know, you said just then, it's like a good chance for the T-side to get going. I think ENCE have actually found a good bit of leverage since swapping over to this T-side. I think this is the round, though, where the nature of the game changes, right? This 2-round deficit has never been broken through by ENCE, even as they started chaining together some rounds right off the cuff of this second half. This is now their best opportunity to do that, and it would be so much more than just breaking through. This would be breaking the money and tying the game up at 12-all. So we're going to watch this one with great intrigue. If ENCE can win this, it's suddenly a tie game, and MIBR no longer have the comfort of this lead. MIBR on the other side, however, would not break ENCE's economy. And so for them, this is a bit more of a grind. This is a necessary step in the right direction, and it's not started well.
Random smoke spam into jail finds a 5-on-4 for ENCE. Not how you want to start the round if you're MIBR, especially considering this little streak, this little back and forth for ENCE. It might finally be back-to-back safe trades in middle with the orbs.
Yeah, it's going to be a frustrating game for Senpais. The only thing he gets is one pick there. He's instantly traded out, and now Safe on the quick flank. Oh, look at the speed of Safe to get around the backside, and this now makes it uncomfortable because sure, you get the bomb down, but you don't have the post-plant position outside of B main, and Drop hasn't found a lot of kills in this game, but there's one added to it, and Exit will come to close it out. MIBR pushing up to 13. That is a big move from Safe, pushing through middle to get around that B flank.
3-on-5 back as well, even though it was a very quick trade in middle. And Diha spends his entire post plant fully blind. Tries to go back long to chase that orb, and a nice move. While his teammate gets the bomb plant, he gets full blinded by the orb, and then he gets behind pillar and he gets full blinded again. Had no chance to play in that post.
I mean, you know, this is starting to get a little nerve-wracking here, and I think this is a perfect time for the ENCE timeout. They kind of need it. You know, highlighted the importance of that round. It was more so important to ENCE. That was their chance to tie this game up. Now they're the ones clutching at straws. They're the ones on the back foot here. And they can feel the change of the game, the change of the nature of it. It's only been 3 isolated rounds for MIBR in this second half.
They'll keep trading.
But if this is where, you know, they chain one together, feels like it's the beginning of the end of this Anubis streak for ENCE.
Yeah, and to what team, right? A roster that hasn't really made this a, you know, mainstay of their map pool, has inconsistent results online. Some good, some bad, nothing of this caliber. And with a new roster as well here at ESL Pro League making some waves. Mouse were their first victims yesterday. And now they want to gorge on the ENCE flavor as well, going into a third map of Ancient. As enchanting as that may be, ENCE, they can refute it here with this round. Do what they did on Vertigo. They were in a very similar position, and they built back in late into that map and closed it out.
Oh, they hear the tag on the molly. Snappi's intuition just takes over. He springs to action. Brilliantly done. Finds that 5v4, goes untraded, and makes up for that good nade damage that was found onto the T stairs. Bringing Diha down a half, forcing maybe a bit more respect out of someone who's been pivotal to why ENCE are even in this position, but Snappi's able to cancel all that out there with the push. And if ENCE follow through on B, that for me is the big question here, because it looks like they still want to...
Oh,
no! The timing on that! But insani's bailed them out.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario out of that situation for MIBR. The fact that they don't lose a player and they actually get that kill from the rifle. But NertZ has got his way up to jail. He'll put away drop for life. Now the plant comes in, some Pius punches the digits through and ENCE into a post plant that feels a lot better for them. In fact, it's so perfect that MIBR have nothing to do with it. They back away for a beach day.
Same as, you know, Vertigo, very decisive to call these saves, very immediate and at the right time. A 3-on-4 this late in the game. ENCE will take it. ENCE are very happy that save is called themselves, right? Even though they can't break all the money, they're going to look to hunt and more importantly, establish their own economy. With these traded rounds has not been a factor for either team. That's why it's almost a stalemate. But Snappi, with a one-man advantage, knows the impact of a single kill here.
Yeah, and this is actually a reasonably, you know, like, this is kind of a risky hunt almost to have called, but they're only going to throw one guy at it. As you say, it's just a chance to really do some damage. They don't find the kill. So 3 guns saved. That could facilitate the full buy here for MIBR. If they really want to keep the pressure on, and it looks like they do. Going to drop guns over. There is going to be some limitations, most notably in the util department for folks like Exit.
More than worth it, right? You just hope Safe can continue to give us opening kills, be put at the forefront. Insani 6-1, Safe 2-0. Those first frags have been there.
Oh, Safe gets caught with the flash this time. Overrun by the MAC-10, and NertZ comes in with him, and they have just opened up the B site. They've closed the round already, and that is what ENCE can do when they get the speed behind them.
It's Vertigo all over again.
Look at the hunt immediately. Like last time, Snappi was kind of lacking the manpower and the resources to justify hunting, but this time it's a 5 alive round. He wants both these MIBR saving players dead. He wants them gone. And so this is worthwhile, no matter how you slice it for ENCE, to try and remove even one of these guns. It just leaves you with nothing to really worry about in this next round. Makes it very, very easy for you to tie this game up. And so it's of huge importance for MIBR that they're able to hold on to both of these, and that's not guaranteed. Kill onto Diha. Now they know where Exit is. They know where one of these rifles are. You can see them closing in on it on the mini-map, running through the molly for Madden. It's kind of crazy, kind of risky, and he will give that one over. So the guns don't get removed.
Maddening.
Maddening, yeah, wow, that's a really good one. I should have stolen that earlier.
And it's safe to say Insani is insane how he's playing right now.
Nice, what a stat. Is that original?
That is an original.
You come up with that yourself? This is Vertigo all over again, boys, right?
Henry who came up with it.
Oh, yeah, it was actually. He was here earlier. Anyway, Vertigo.
Of course. Yes. This is exactly what... I don't know what those hand signals were, Harry.
Sorry, I was just pointing at you like I was saying, like, sorry for interrupting you. No. Go ahead.
That's fine. But I'll go ahead.
It was just like Vertigo, right?
It was just like Vertigo. We all remember Vertigo. MIBR commanding a lead, controlling the game, making wise decisions. And then right at the very tail end of that map, ENCE, boom, out of nowhere, a splash. And they came in and they went an overtime, a clean overtime at that.
You did feel like that was going to happen at a certain point in this T side, but they didn't leave themselves a lot of room to actually figure it out. And I do think it comes off the back of some of those impactful moments Diha's had in the second half. You know, there's a couple of multi-kill rounds that have actually allowed this. And look at this, speed from NertZ now straight in towards A. They're confident. Straight up, Heaven smokes in. He's cleared the site. No one's behind Cake. You would have to say that towards Camera or Heaven, stacking elsewhere. And they've got the site. They got the round off with the back of that.
Of course, big rounds off Diha, but remember, none of this would have ever happened if NertZ didn't find that pistol clutch.
Oh, that's very true, yeah. That was a big round like, for him.
You know, off the back of 10 round T-side at MIBR, throwing a pistol round, man, what are the hopes that ENCE, especially with all these rounds traded, obviously the game would have played differently, but we know MIBR have had some rounds in store here. This would have almost certainly been done. NertZ has set them up. And Snappi, Diha, the boys have knocked it down, finding an equalizing point here. And they're not desperate to hunt this time because while there are guns in play, they know there's also pistols and there's probably setups. So ENCE take this chance to establish their economy.
Unicorn round.
And I think the unicorns are indeed here, Harry. 10 alive. Not every day you see that.
God, it's so sick, isn't it? When you get a 10 alive round.
It's my favorite. It's the best round. Isn't that right, Hugo?
I don't know what your favorite round is, but I'm going to take you at face value and say that given you just said that, it's probably true.
Great. Well, here we go. Round 27, 13 rounds each. But ENCE certainly looking like the team that could take 14 first.
Ooh, it's a big, bold statement, big statement. Yeah, MIBR, they've had plenty of time to chat this one through, but maybe not time to react because ENCE are running amok into the A site. Madden, big entry needed. He can only do damage as a player close left. Safe with a rifle this time, has to hold strong.
Oh, Madden does very well to actually get one out of that. And Snappi, fantastic headshot, safe stood no chance. And Surprise is smoked off, so he will drop a little further back into the tail of the fish. And insani swings on out. Fantastic kill on Snappi, but a little wild to say the least. A little bit insane, you might say. And it is going to be the drop off into the safe call. And ENCE are going to be up to 14 rounds.
Now it's like you almost want them to go for this, right? Because even though the money is not there for the future, it won't be for the next either. I guess they can, yeah, no, they can drop. They can get 4 guns still.
Dude, I don't know. This feels so sad for MIBR, man. I'm crying in the club right now for MIBR.
Pass me a drink.
This is, you know, pretty gut-wrenching stuff. Back on Vertigo, 2 chances to close that game out over ENCE on their map pick, on MIBR's map pick, that is. Now here on a map that ENCE undefeated on it over the last few months, over the last 9 games. MIBR put up a stellar first half of play, 10-5. They're coming down into the second half. They managed to find a handful of rounds. They get ENCE to breaking point. And then ENCE, right as the doors look like they're closing, find a way to bludgeon through them. So to think that you came real close today.
So close, right to the edge. And it never came through for them. That would be a terrible way to round out the day for MIBR, but you have to say it's still very impressive. You're going up against one of the best teams in the world right now, and you're able to put these performances in. It is actually a really good sign that the work they've been putting in is certainly paying off, and this is going to be a play in towards the A site. NertZ at the front.
Oh, big molly. They smoke it from afar. That won't give away X's position necessarily, but they check it in case. Double nade will do a lot of damage. And Safe fires off with 2 shots. Can they chase down this Pillar Man? Hiding out in the smoke, pre-fired by the captain. 3 on 5, back the other way. It's up to Safe again to finish what he started, but 1 whiff, and that is all they will remember as ENCE border 15. You have to go for this.
Yeah, the MIBR would usually save here. They would normally not give it a go. But they have to try. They've got to believe they're going to get this one for free. Is that enough to bring Breno back into the fold? 1v2 ahead of him.
Got to try. No.
Flash goes out, but is he really writing this off? He's bowing out, and they are praying, they are hoping that this AK can be their salvation up against 15 for ENCE.
Madness. You're giving away in there. I mean, it just shows that MIBR, they're believing their rifle rounds. They are just getting pounced on this A attack by ENCE, but to save in these situations as well. What a cool... It is so meta, but it is also... It just leaves you wondering. It's not like these rounds have come extremely close. And ENCE, both games here, both maps against MIBR taken right to the edge of the cliff. But they balance themselves and they hold on. Can they close now clean? Will it take OT?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's reassuring here is that, honestly, for a good few of the ENCE stars, it's been pretty underwhelming here, but it's been a real team effort to pull it back around. The idea that this isn't some huge game from some Pius or NertZ, sure, they've both had their moments. NertZ opened up this half with a 1v3 in the pistol. But it's not like, you know, how on the other side you've got insani top of the board, 30 kills deep, and still might be chowing down on a loss unless his team can turn this one around.
And these calls have just been basic, right? Explosion plays, grouped attacks for ENCE. It's a classic Snappi playbook. It could leave them lacking here around number 29. They are in the bomb site, but at what cost?
NertZ goes deep. No. He plays the trigger discipline. You absolute cheeky madman. You absolute genius. Lets them cross in. Gets away with murder. NertZ onto the Deagle. 1v1. And EXIT shuts him down. 1 round away from overtime for MIBR as they stop NertZ mid-clutch. Trapped in at the back of the site, out of ammo, out of chances, gets it down to a 1v1, but can't deal with the trading player in time.
He held that almost too long, Harry, almost too long, and his team get melted on the retake. It felt like NertZ had done enough to win that round. Desperation, but still ends with a hope in hell, still ends with a match point in their pocket with 1 round to find. Man, this game is really delivering right now. MIBR are not going out without a fight. They saved, then they saved the day, but was it all in vain? No AWP. They've got the kits, they've got the nades, they've got every reason to fight for 30 plus.
I mean, hell, at this point, you just want him to go back to these A plays, right? Maybe this time we're going to see a bit more out of NertZ on these lurks. Because he's largely been in with the pack. They're still leaving a lot of options open here. Right? Not super dedicated to the A play. It looks like they maybe want to sell this a little bit early on. Assaulting both B and A main right now.
Could have been a 5-on-4 for MIBR, but EXIT team flashed out. That one's a little better. Snappi still bounds back, and they trade the flashes. Bit of basketball here.
Yeah, even the way these fights are happening, though, is good info for MIBR. You know there's a lot of players outside of B because of the number of flashes just out-traded you, right? You're only 2 strong on the hold, and you got flashed off the angle more than they did. So you know there's 3 of them outside of this A site right now.
And we've seen this round before. It's going a little earlier here for ENCE, but where they show numbers A, they show the bomb, and then they bring it back through Canal very late. It's all up to Safe's position. He can confirm or deny that this is an A hit or not. They haven't cleared him. They don't even check. They don't even look. And now MIBR with 20 seconds to hold this B bomb site. They have to go through the smoke. This is desperation for ENCE, man. And hits the timing. Knives out. And insani will trade at least. Pius, he's been quiet, and he will not be any louder. Not in this round. They are here surrounding him in the site. And we go to overtime yet again.
1 more OT needed for these 2 teams to duke it out in the server. Vertigo rather ended up being a double OT affair. ENCE were the ones to get it done there, and it took them having to beat MIBR, who had map point in the first overtime, who had that chance to close. Well, now 1 more overtime has been demanded of them. For MIBR, they're hoping this can be their route back in. This can be their route to a 3rd map.
I cannot believe they have held on.
We're at nearly 60 kills. We're 1 shy. 60 kills for Safe and insani combined, which is mad.
It just makes you wonder, like, if we had this insani on Vertigo, this could have been poised for a 2-0, right? Like, and not in the way that ENCE expected. Not in the way that most would have expected tonight. Sure, MIBR beat Mouse, but this is a different ball game.
Oh, this setup's good. Brandon on the platform, just out towards Glizzy, dropping a nade over towards Drop. And he's waiting for any sort of chance where the resmoke comes out just to block the B doors. Brandon's going to look down towards the bottom of Dark with the AWP at the ready. And that Molly's going to start clearing out in front of him, but he's holding, and the sniper will find its mark. The head of Snappi no longer attached to the rest of his body, and there's 40 seconds left. Another shot from the AWP of Breno. He's really coming to life here.
Yeah, not fast rounds for ENCE anymore. It's late executed to be, and even with a missed Molly, it's going to stop NertZ from crossing. He has to basically clutch up from jail, locked into a cubby right now as his team get a bomb plant. ENCE poised to try and pull back an impossible round.
Yeah, you're really hoping the individuals can get you through these choppy waters if you're ENCE. 3v5 in the post plant. MIBR teeing themselves up for this. They're giving a lot of time to Safe, who's on this wrap right now, but they can't really wait for him. They've got to start going. Out through CT, Breno adds another to the tally, and now it's all eyes on D-Her down in dark. Here's them running into the site, keeps holding the dark angle. They're not on the bomb. They just get off of it, giving him a few more seconds, but not enough for him to win the round.
Yeah, he really thought they were going to flank dark there, but they came all the way around the world from B long, so just a misread on that situation, hoping they give him a freebie. He knows swinging into a 1-on-3 on bomb site means he's dead anyway, so just really praying that they flank. And some Pious, man, he's starting to miss some absolutely, you know, in the context of this game, unforgivable shots. Like, he needs to be finding something in the post part there. If ENCE were ever going to win this round in a 3-on-5 with a big weapon, you have to be nailing some. And some Pious is not really delivered in this game at all.
It's kind of cool that we're seeing Breno be the one on the AWP here, right? Safe handing that off. Breno used to be an AWPing player for a while in there. It was one he had to try and adapt to.
Here they come
go
again.
Back to the rifles. Fast B play and a missed shot from Breno's AWP. Drop dead. Back of the site. NertZ ferocious in the openers, but he's got insani, the other Titan, to go toe-to-toe with. Holding on to dark, flashing Madden in, but that flash didn't look like it was going to work out, but getting insani off the angle proves to be enough. Exit now takes this line, and some Pious nails it this time. Safe is in with the backstab on this rifle, but he's got to give something big.
NertZ is looking for him now.
NertZ is just on this angle, ready to go.
Yeah, nice round for ENCE finally. Just going back to their explosive early hits. It was working really well on the A side, and they started, you know, popping B late as well. Talk about Breno, right? He was actually a rifler in MIBR Academy. Very limited experience when he got pulled over to the main team. He wasn't even an AWP on the Academy team.
No, but then he just had to become one.
They just threw him the AWP and said, go crazy. And he actually had some really good games on LAN in play-in tournaments, you know, at Kato's gone by. And yeah, so when you get Safe back in this roster, sure, you get Breno off the AWP, but you know you have a capable, potent double AWP, and some rounds via position, maybe by playing spawn. Safe has been on A, Breno's been on B. You want that AWP on B plat.
And I think it's kind of sick because it gives him that option, like just another tool in the toolkit to try bring him and activate him in a game, right? Clearly, I assume that's probably where the dialogue came from, right? The fact that you have Safe bringing out the rifle. Breno's just like, look, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable in some of these fights. I want to have that AWP.
Well, they switched the ops around in position this time. Safe over towards this B side of the map instead, and he has got that opening kill. A chance at a second as he peered down towards the canal, but it doesn't come through that way. Instead, it is Madden who fights forward, and now NertZ gets a chance and brings down the AWP. Safe walks right into a crosshair, and NertZ has been so sharp at entry in towards this B site. He might even get a second, and he will. Right into the guillotine, drop will walk. And 4v2 thanks to NertZ.
Yeah, and Breno's just wishing he was B now this time. I like the trade of positions, right? You see Safe AWPing B, you probably think A's a lot more open. It was not. Nade will do nothing. Exit has to go ham here. Flashed in by his teammate. Good spray conversion. NertZ almost misses the shot, but 3 kills deep for the Israeli talent as Breno is left in an unwinnable round, putting ENCE up 1 into second half of overtime.
Dude, this is such a wild game. You know, this is kind of, you know, NertZ essentially on one side versus insani going blow for blow on the other. insani is topping the server, but NertZ has had an astronomical climb here in this second half into OT.
And the vast majority of his kills have come around that same position outside of B, around jail, etc., right? He's just been so impactful towards this side of the map, and they're just going to keep going towards B here. And Safe's got the AWP, so we're going to see more action on this side of the map. This time, MIBR's T side. We'll see what they've got. On their attacking side, maybe a quick B pop into Snappi. He's getting away around the side of the obelisk. Gets into the attack. It's Drop and Breno with the first 2 kills on the entry. And NertZ will fall in dark. That's the round. Wow, nice, simple, speedy call from MIBR.
It worked so well for ENCE. Think about so many of these B rushes called by Snappi, right? It has been the more brutal, quick rounds that have netted clean ones for T sides, and this is no exception. So locking it down, the AWP covering the cross, ENCE with no real reason to go for it. No real reason to save either, hanging around. They know this one is too far gone. 17 apiece. Up in the air.
One of the things we talked about really early on in this game was how MIBR were kind of laying the groundwork for a bit of conditioning with how they take the canals, with how they go about taking this dark control. They've been dropping the one-way instead of smoking deep at dark, but that round there where they actually try the up-tempo B play, one of the first smokes that lands is this one over here, thrown over the top to block off the dark angle. So trying to pull the wall over ENCE's eyes, trying to keep him guessing.
This one is on a knife's edge right now. No one is feeling confident. No one is comfortable about where this one's going.
The Orgs come back out again.
It's not quite Diha this time, but Snappi going to give it a go, give it a sing on the B side. Good on Plat. Can lock in some nice angles, without a doubt.
Gotta say though, regardless of the final result here, MIBR have impressed.
They're back on the one-way. Sorry, I just wanted to point it out.
Always back again. He's walked right through it actually, and here they come in towards the attack. Snappi's turret gun towards the back of the platform has been removed, and NertZ, he's only good for one.
How do you multi-kill on this bomb site right now? It feels impossible with the spacing of MIBR. Their trade work is fantastical, and everyone is dead as we find a third map on the precipice. It's ancient, but MIBR have been here before.
Yes, they've had a few of these.
This is literally, this is a repeat. This is now their third chance in the series to close out a map. And so let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Last time they were here on Vertigo, they couldn't find that one round to take it over the line. We ran it back in double OT, and there ENCE went flawless. So this is MIBR's golden opportunity to lock in a third map, to break ENCE's winning streak.
Do we have an aggressive round for ENCE? They've been sitting back on B and just getting pounded, right? Do they want to start making moves? NertZ gets curious with a flash. He's at least cleared close ruins. He knows they're not rushing. MIBR, I mean, the balls to call a third rush here would be unbelievable, and they won't do it.
You know what's crazy about insani's performance as well is the fact that he's got so many opening kills. He's 7-1 in those opening fights. He got the opening in the previous quick round and towards that B side as well. Just so impressive from insani in terms of just the level of impact, even in the early round he's having. Because he's so successful in that, he stayed alive into the mid and late rounds too. A little bit of a walk from MIBR straight through middle. Clearing out the right side, clearing out closed doors and Diha. Got to be careful he doesn't get caught in the timing here. He's going to transition over towards Temple instead. The CT side for ENCE definitely looked wobbly throughout that first half and continue here into overtime.
Oh, the re-smoking at main, this is interesting. This is going to force the mid component to be the first part to make a move. But from that point, ENCE can look to fight for the main control.
Oh my God.
And insani is clean. What? Opens up this A play and looks to make it all happen for MIBR.
Wow.
2 kills away from breaking ENCE's streak on Anubis and from longing this out to a third. They don't want to let this overtime get away from them, and so they won't. They do the deal to ENCE. Goodbye to the winning streak on Anubis, and hello MIBR. That third map now waits in the wings.